Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are back in the world of Newcrest and we are building another base game family home. This is a 3x2 bedroom home, and this particular build has a I don't know what style build this is. It's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of a colonial style build, a little bit of like a craftsman style build, but I really like it. It's got an interesting shape. It did take me a little bit to work out the roof line and how I wanted the front of the house to look, but I definitely feel once it came together that I really enjoyed this particular build. So if you enjoy this type of content, for the month of March, we are doing base game only builds. If you'd like to see more of that, please consider subscribing. It helps me out immensely. I have done, last week's builds were some of my favorite builds that I've done in a really long time. So they are available on the channel if you'd like to check that out. If not, last month we just finished up doing our restricted pack series, which showed each week I covered a different expansion pack, and that was a whole lot of fun as well. Today's build, along with all of the builds in the series, are available on the Sims 4 gallery. My ID is Antoinette.44. It is available in the description below if need. And yeah, so getting back into the build, the final shape is coming along now. So the roof line is completed and we're just working on the porch, and I love the final shape of this build. It's symmetrical. It's I love it. And it's kind of one of those builds where you could rotate this build and the back looks like it could be the front as well. But I just think it has such character, and I really love the placement of the stairs in this build. You'll see in a minute. But it's just, there's something so nice about having the twin chimneys and just like that front bump out. I just really like it. This is another build that I think would be really good in Willow Creek as well. It is built in Newcrest. It's actually next to a holiday build that I built last year for Christmas. So that's also on the channel if you'd like to see that. So if you see that build poking through today's build and you're wondering what it is, that's what it is. All right, so I've decided to put staircases on either side of the porch. I love it. This very much gives me kind of, maybe it's a colonial style. I'm not quite sure. We do use some stone. I use stone on the wall, on the chimney, sorry, and then I use it in the front bump out as kind of like a detailing, and I just think it suits so well. I'm pretty sure we use like a sliding, maybe just a beige sliding. Yes, so we've gone in with just a beige sliding with that stone, and I just think it pairs so well. This is the same color sliding as I used last week in that kind of dollhouse themed kind of house that also would go so well in Willow Creek. This build and that build very much almost like in the cinema, almost in like a similar vein. And yeah, so I did build this particular build before the base game update that we got with the 25-year anniversary update. So you won't see any of those new items in this particular build, but I think it's okay. I really like this spacing that I did on this build. It's actually really deceiving. So for it to be a 3x2, I mean, the downstairs bathroom is very small, but I still think I did a really good job with spacing to be able to fit that much into it. So you walk in and you have your master bedroom, and then across the hall you have a very small bathroom, and then you have a kitchen, living area, and then dining, and then upstairs you have I think it's a toddler's room, and a child's room, and then an additional second bathroom. So that's really lovely. You'll see that in a minute when we go inside with the floor plan, just finalizing the exterior, and we are inside. So I knew that I wanted to put the stairs in one of these chimney bump outs. It just allows you to use the most space possible for your rooms, because this was one of those builds where the stair like placement was really limited. So I've gone with that, and then I've based the kitchen and the living room around it. So the kitchen is towards the back of the build, towards the back door. So that is the back door. And I've gone with a very basic kitchen shape. I do this quite often. This kind of U shape, I guess. It's really nice. We've obviously used Bascape. I tried to use a lot more of the kind of Victorian traditional type furniture in this particular build, as opposed to the more kind of semi-modern contemporary furniture that we used in last week's build. I've put in a fireplace, and I didn't really have a lot of spacing for the TV, so I did put the TV above the fireplace. I don't think this is really realistic. I feel like you'd get a very sore neck if this was how you watch TV, but it's The Sims. They're fine. They'll live. So I've gone with that. I may change the color of the couches and stuff. I have noticed that I tend to use the same couch and armchairs in every build. It's a little distressing. Like, I need to get different armchairs and couches that I like. But I like what I like. And I guess with the base game, you just kind of, we've always used what we've had. So I would like to see some new couches and definitely some new curtains added into the base game. That is like my wish. All right, so this front room, as I mentioned, is our master bedroom. And it's not very big, but none of the rooms are really big in this particular house. You do have a decent upstairs bathroom, but as I said, the one across the hall from here is very tiny. You can see it just there. And I just had to kind of like make it small but functional. That was kind of my goal for this particular build, because I believe that this particular lot, it was more of a vertical lot. So if I really wanted to space this build out a little bit more than I had, I'd probably need a more square to horizontal lot, which would have been great in, is it Potter's Spray in Willow Creek? That particular lot would have been perfect for this house. And I could have had a bigger house. But again, I've stuck with that more traditional furniture, and I've pulled in a little bit of green with that rug. And I wonder if I put like a green wallpaper. I think I put something that's got a bit of grey in it. I am selecting the wallpaper for the house, and I've gone with this deep wood tone with the wainscoting and the detailing. It very much like leans into that type of theme for this house. It definitely has a kind of old style theme to it, a vintage theme to it. All right, so upstairs we are doing the floor plan. So that was very simple. So you've just got a main landing, you go up, and then there's a smaller room. Oh, they're actually about the same size. You've got two rooms that are about the same size, and then a larger bathroom. And I've just put the same kind of tiling upstairs as downstairs. And then, I just made one room slightly bigger than the other. And I believe that will be a child's room. Is it for a male sim potentially? I don't know. I think they're kind of gender neutral rooms. I don't think I made them specific. Oh, actually, no. So this one I made for a sim who is into guitar. And I used a lot of the blues and the oranges. So pretty much all the furniture pieces that were like this blue and orange, I just absolutely went to town. I really love that room. Oh, and it's not an infant's room, it's a child's room. So we've got kind of like I don't know, you could almost say this room with the guitar, the one that we're decorating now, is almost more of like a teens room, I would say. And it uses a little bit more modern furniture as opposed to traditional, the rest of the house is more traditional. But I kind of like that point of difference in bedrooms. I think it works quite well and it can show like personality of the sim. And yeah, so we definitely put a guitar in this room. I hope so. Lots of clutter. The orange on the couch, on the bedspread, paired perfectly with the other furniture items, the wardrobe and the desk chair. I put in a punching bag because I've been trying to think of furniture that can go into bedrooms that can also add other skill building. And I remembered like, I think it's like is it the Roomies in Oasis Spring, those townies? One of them has like fitness equipment in their room or something. And that reminded me that I could probably do that because I always like leave fitness stuff out, but in like so many of the careers, it's also a requirement and like it just makes sense. This is a very pink room. I've got that activity table. Like I said in last week's build, I totally forgot that this was actually base game. So that was really good. And I love this swatch of the base game kids curtains. I never use it. And I don't know why, because it's just like a really fun pop of color, but also still being like a white curtain at the same time. So I added that in and I added in a mirror and that's about it. You've got your Bluffy, your bed and your wardrobe, just a very simple room in there. And then I think we put a plant. Yes, because there really wasn't a lot of room in that hallway, which is what I liked. I didn't want, to me, that's like a perfect hallway where it's like, it's there, but it's not big enough to put a whole lot of furniture in it. Because like I hate having to like furnish hallways because I never know what to put in them. So I was really lucky with the shaping of that particular build. I've gone in with the hedging, which is the fence. And I like this. I actually mentioned it in last week's build that I'd been using it a lot more. And yeah, it's funny how like when you're limited to what you can use or what you allow yourself to use, the ideas that you come up with creatively. So I've gone in with our path and I'm just putting some very simple landscaping because I've used pale wallpaper and very stark windows. I like to keep my landscaping very white and greenery. I mean, I do in every build, but I like to in these two builds particularly because it doesn't pull focus away from the actual building itself and it just kind of complements the build and the color scheme of the build. I've used some cypress trees. I think that these match the home perfectly. And yeah, this is really coming together. I think this is the point of the build where I was like, oh my God, this is such a nice house. And I was so happy with it, which is exciting when you get that feeling. I don't know if anyone else gets that feeling when they build, but sometimes like when you start, it's like it's a trust the process feeling. And then as you get on with the build and it comes together, it's just, yeah, it's really nice. The fencing for the porches is not the best. Actually, looking back on it now, probably should change that. It doesn't really look like it fits the style of the home, but that's okay. I've gone and used some quarter tiles. So if you hold Control F, you can on a floor tile, it will produce quarter tiles, and that's how I was able to shape that path. Yeah, I put in a tree. I do like doing this, making a diagonal section with the fencing. It just adds a bit of shape to the backyard. And then it also like, it's less that you have to furnish, which is really quite nice for me because backyards are pretty simple. I don't know if my sim really uses their backyard that often when I play. But you'll have to let me know in the comment section down below. Do your Sims often use their backyards? Because my Sims don't. I don't know. I have very indoor Sims. But I think that's because I'm a very, like, a homebody type person. So, I don't know. Maybe. You've got your standard stuff out here. You've got play equipment, seating, and then your grill. I put in a chess table on the porch, and I put in some welcome mats, just going around with dirt under all of the landscaping. And then we should be going into, trying to think of what else. What haven't I done? Bathrooms, and then the tour, I believe. Yeah, so we're just finalizing the porches, and oh, I need a rubbish bin and a mailbox. So I've put the Willow Creek mailbox, which it's all right. I do adjust the pathing so I can scoot the mailbox in, so that works. And I've decided to put some ley-lowing flowers in this front section just so I can nestle the mailbox around a rock, which is something I like to do. Just add a little bit of focus there. And I'm getting a car, so a model car that is sized up. I don't know, I just like it. It makes sense. You've got the space there, you might as well. And then we will be moving inside, and I will be finalizing the kitchen. So I always forget upper cabinets. I think because what I do is I like put down furniture to like get the scale of the rooms, but I don't fully finish them. Like I don't think I fully finish any of the kitchens I do. But I don't like an overly cluttered kitchen because it's just not as functional. And plus it's a pain to have to, alt place it and rise it up and size it down and, But I'm hoping that when I build some non-restricted builds that I enjoy that process, because we do have a lot of really good clutter in the game that would really look nice. All right, so we are just going through the home and just adding in some clutter and just sprucing up the build. So, because it's looking a little flat. She's looking a little flat. I don't usually use these curtains, and looking back at it now, I'm not sure they match because you've got that kind of, the type of pattern in the wallpaper. It kind of throws it off for me. You'll have to let me know in the comment section down below what are your thoughts on that, but that's something that I would change looking back on it. I really love this quilt hanging piece. I can't remember which update we got this in, but it came in an update, and I think it makes like living rooms like super cozy. So I added in that item, added in a bookcase and a rug in this area and a plant by the front door, because I normally put a buffet table, but just the way that the doors and stuff were situated. Put in some paintings and some aprons. I love those aprons. It's just such an easy item to add. And yeah, and a range hood, I believe. Do I put in a range hood? I should do. Just trying to make sure I get the right height. Yep, so a range hood. And I should get a rug in here as well. Liked this rug. I think it matches the same pattern as the one in the living room. And then yes, as I mentioned, we are moving into the bathroom. So we are just deciding to finish the downstairs bathroom. You'll see the upstairs bathroom in the tour, but this is the downstairs bathroom. Very simple in here. Yeah, not much to mention. It's very narrow. I used more of the kind of opulent looking kind of hand towels and stuff. I don't know, it kind of suits the overarching theme of the house, I feel. All right, so we are live in game, and we are just going to go through for the tour. So you enter in the front, you have that beautiful little entry area that goes into the living room and dining, and then into a very spacious kitchen, now that I look at it. Back at the start of the house, you do have that master bedroom with that beautiful green wallpaper that ties in from the rug. Downstairs bathroom, you go upstairs into like a foyer. The upstairs bathroom, much bigger in here. And then you have that teens room, that really fun, colourful teens room. And then lastly, you have a child's room. Really nice in there. And then you have a chess table, a seating area, and then you have your grill, seating area, entertainment space, gardening plots, and some beautiful landscaping. And that is today's build, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.